by Acura. Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual-clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Welcome to Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is Target Field, a beautiful ballpark, and the Blue Jays and Twins will play the rubber game of this 3-game series today. Blue Jays won the opener 6-4 on Friday night and lost a tough one yesterday afternoon 3-2 while stranding 9 base runners. John Gibbons has talked about his club's record in one-run games at 3-11. They need to improve upon that, and they've got to do a better job of clutch hitting. Let's take a look at the lineup for Gibbons and the Blue Jays today. Jose Reyes top of the order. Josh Donaldson, he's riding a 5-game hit streak. He's 10 for 21 with 5 homers and 10 RBIs during that 5-game hit streak. And then down in the 6th spot, it's Chris Colabello, the former Twin. He's got a 10-game hit streak. He's hit .385 with 3 homers and 8 RBIs. He's got the 3rd highest batting average in the American League during the month of May.
Ricky Nolasco, 32 years old, now in his 9th year in the big leagues. Second year of a 4-year contract he signed before last season. Will take the mound this afternoon for the Minnesota Twins. This is his 7th start of the season. He threw more than 6 innings for the first time this season in his last start. That was against Boston. He won that game. Marked the 100th career win for Ricky Nolasco. He's had some kind of May. He is undefeated in the month of May since returning from the disabled list May the 2nd. He's 5-0.
Jose Reyes steps in against Nolasco. Here's the first pitch of the game. It is off the plate outside for a ball, and we are underway. Reyes against Nolasco. We mentioned his 4 home runs. There's a groundskeeper on the field out there.
He got stuck.
Yeah, he's making sure the grounds crew's accommodating. Hey, let me in. Come on. Game started. Okay, now we're set. He was fixing his divots out there on the warning track. So here's the second pitch to Reyes, and he drives it into center field. Shallow for Aaron Hicks. He gets there, and Reyes is retired. 1 down. Well, the Twins have improved their outfield defense, and Aaron Hicks has a lot to do with it in center. He's got a lot of range out there. Eddie Rosario is in left field this afternoon. Torrey Hunter, the veteran, back in right field. Trevor Plouffe at third has really improved his defensive play this season. Santana Dozier up the middle. Bauer's the first baseman, and Kurt Suzuki back behind the plate this afternoon after getting yesterday off.
You know, it's a defense for the Minnesota Twins that has gotten a lot better. And this guy right here, you can point to him, Torrey Hunter, the 9-time Gold Glove winner in right field, has really been the glue, I think, for this team. He won those 9 Gold Gloves consecutively. The last time was in 2009, and today's a special day for him. 1,278 games now as a Minnesota Twin.
I will tie him with Justin Morneau for 8th place all time in games played for the Twins. Josh Donaldson, he fouls it off. It's 2 balls and a strike to Donaldson. We mentioned his 5-game hit streak. He also has an 18-game hit streak against the Twins. 19 games.
19-game hit streak. He's hitting over 400 against the Twins in that 19-game streak.
Pops this one up back over the screen, out of play.
Well, he is such a professional hitter at the plate. He can hit the ball all over the ballpark. There's the 19-game hit streak that we were talking about, over 400 with great production, 3 homers and 16 RBIs. He can drive the ball into the gaps with the best of them.
Breaking ball. It looked like it might have been upstairs, but Donaldson is called out on strikes.
Well, get used to that, I think, from Ricky Nolasco. You're going to see a lot of breaking balls, and Josh Donaldson still in disbelief after that ball was called a strike. It's a high strike, but it's right at the top of the strike zone. Pitch track had it as a strike. Ricky Nolasco will throw a lot of breaking balls.
He won't want to throw that too often to Josh Donaldson.
Well, he's going to file that one away, isn't he?
Yeah, that one will end up in the seats. This is Jose Bautista. Bautista yesterday 1 for 3, had a first inning single. He was 1 for 3 in the opener on Friday night as well. He has had a pair of walks in this series. .234 for the season. There's that big slow breaking ball.
There it is right there. He missed pretty much the month of April with elbow problems caused by throwing a lot of breaking balls. It says he's fine now, and the breaking ball is back.
Bautista, another hit in the first inning down in the left field corner. He is headed for second. He got one of those breaking balls and hammered it just inside the left field foul line.
You know, he still got fooled by that breaking ball, but he was able to keep his weight back for the most part, kept his hands back, and hit it in a good spot. Made solid contact with that ball. Another breaking ball. They want this one away. It stays over the middle plate. You can see Bautista gets just enough of it to get it by Pluth, the third baseman, down into the corner for extra bases.
Blue Jays yesterday 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They get an early opportunity here in the first.
Boy, this has been a real problem for the Blue Jays at times this year. Hitting with runners in scoring position. 3 for 16 on this road trip so far.
2 outs, Bautista at second. That's the bread and butter pitch for Nolasco, and if he has a tough situation, you're going to get a breaking ball.
And with the Blue Jays, right-hand dominated team, you're going to get a lot more. A lot of breaking balls. He likes to try and sweep it to the outside corner.
That ball is pulled foul. The Blue Jays are right-handed heavy in their lineup, and they haven't had a real balanced attack. No Navarro, and Smoke hasn't played much. Michael Saunders, another left-handed bat, hasn't been in the lineup. And you see Nolasco, he's got unusual splits in that right-handers hit 370 against him. Left-handers just 246. That has to be the fact that he's hung a few breaking balls.
Yeah, that's exactly what that number tells me, that he's been hanging the breaking ball, or he's been pitching. His pattern has been lots of breaking balls, and they're starting to sit on him.
There's another breaking ball. Boy, it's a slow breaking ball.
He uses that slow breaking ball more as a changeup, more as a take a little something off. He'll change speeds with the breaking ball. He'll shorten it up at times, more like a slider. Other times he'll throw more of a curveball and then throw different speeds with it.
Outside, full count. Russell Martin waits on deck.
You know what will happen with the right-handed batters? They'll start looking for it, and they'll start looking for the pitch, and they'll start looking for it in a certain spot, away. I mean, look where all those pitches are on pitch track. Everything is away.
Foul back.
Tried to bring that fastball back. Don't you think at some point he has got to show right-handers that he's going to pitch inside?
You would think so, just to keep him off that breaking ball. The Blue Jays have had no problem getting hitters to the plate in the first inning. 4 hitters have come to the plate here in the first. They have now had 14 plate appearances in the first innings in this series. It's a high fly ball to left field. Plouffe, Santana, the shortstop, calls for it, and once again the Blue Jays will leave a base runner on in the first. That's 5 first inning base runners stranded by the Twin starters. Drew Hutchison will take the mound. Twins. He grew up in St. Paul, part of the Twin Cities here, Minneapolis and St. Paul, and he is homegrown and proud to be the skipper of the Twins. Let's take a look at the lineup for Molitor and the Twins. Brian Dozier leads things off top of the order. Then Torrey Hunter, the veteran's got an 8-game hit streak. This is his 12th season with the Minnesota Twins. He had 11 seasons to start his career. Then he went away as a free agent. Now he's back. Eddie Rosario is in left field. He's got a 5-game hit streak, 8 for 17 with a homer and 4 RBIs. They're set to take on Drew Hutchison.
Drew Hutchison gets ready for that 11th start of the season. And he was so good in his last start. 4-1 ERA. It keeps coming down. It's now at 5.12. Second career complete game. And his second career shutout. And he's getting stronger and stronger, I think, as the season's wearing on. He went 6+ innings for the 3rd straight start last time out. And he's showing that he is making some adjustments. A lot more ground balls last time.
This is his 6th start in the month of May, and you're right, he's getting stronger and stronger. He's got a tough customer to deal with in Brian Dozier. Dozier batting .247 for the season, but he's got some power. Good pitch down and away.
A little crossfire action right there from Hutchison. He throws across his body, and when he paints that pitch on the outside part of the plate to the right-handers, it's tough for him to pick it up.
There's that slider. This is going to be in the gap, and Colabella tries to cut it off. He does, but Dozier is headed for second. He gets there with a leadoff double. His second leadoff double of the series. He had one on Friday night and scored the first of 4 Twins runs.
He's got some pop. You mentioned that. He's a dangerous hitter at the top of the lineup. Extra base hits. This is his 27th extra base hit, his 47th hit of the season, 27 extra bases. And what a advantage for the offense to have a guy like this who can run, who's got some pop in that bat in the first inning to get you off on a good start.
This is Torrey Hunter, the veteran, hitting second this afternoon. Watch this at bat by Hunter. He is going to advance the runner from second to third. That's his whole mindset right now. And Torrey Hunter said he was taught how to play baseball coming through the Twins minor league system under the skipper Tom Kelly in the big leagues.
You know, you mentioned that he was here 11 years and then went away for 7 years, playing with California, the Angels and Tigers, and now back here. You're right. All he's trying to do right now is throw his hands at the ball and let the barrel lag just a little bit. And if you let that barrel lag, you're going to hit the ball hard the other way. Tough for a right-handed batter to do that against a right-handed pitcher, but you got to concentrate. You got to bear down.
Especially important once you get 2 strikes. 0-2. Took a shot outside at that corner and missed.
You know, I think for a right-handed batter, it's easier to hit the ball the other way on a pitch on the inside part of the plate because you don't have to step for it. And if you take something off and you throw the ball away, chances are you're going to roll over on that pitch. So you see the Blue Jays trying to stay outside against Hunter.
Nobody did it better than Derek Jeter. He could take anything on the inside and cut it into right field, and I think you're right on the money. It is harder to hit that outside pitch over there because, especially with 2 strikes, you're just trying to fight it off and shoot it on the right side. 2-2 to Torrey Hunter, batting second in his Twins lineup. There's a ball hit to right. That's going to move the runner. Dozier goes back to tag at second. Carrera makes the catch. The throw will be cut off, and Torrey Hunter moves the base runner. Defensively in the outfield, it's Colabella, Pilar, and Carrera from left to right. Josh Donaldson making his 49th start at third base. Reyes and Bowens, good double play combination up the middle. And Carnacion's play more first base than we expected. And the catcher is Russell Martin for Drew Hutchison.
And no one is catching and throwing better than Russell Martin this year in the American League. He's got the most catchers caught stealing in the AL with 16. He's got the best caught stealing percentage in the American League. He got 51%. And oh, by the way, he's had 2 pickoffs behind the plate.
They put a pickoff on right there. First pitch, and that was a design play. Dozier is back. Russell Martin, very emphatic pounding his glove to Hutchison. Let's make a good pitch right here, because he put a pickoff play on.
Yeah, you saw that one coming. You see Donaldson leave while the pitch is on its way. The pitch just took a little bit too long to get to the plate, and it was a little bit low. You can see where it is on pitch tracks.
Joe Mauer fouls off that inside pitch. Where would you pitch Mauer in this situation?
He is so good, you know, at driving and runs. The Blue Jays are playing the infield back. If you pitch him away, he's not able to just slap it the other way. For me, I guess I'd pitch him up and see if I can get him to swing at that pitch or maybe pop that pitch up. Such a good hitter.
Breaking ball, line to left. Dozier is tagging. Colabello misses the ball. Mauer is aboard. Dozier comes in. The Twins will score another first inning run.
You know, that's what I mean about slapping the ball the other way. He's such a good off-speed hitter and such a good hitter at taking the ball the other way. And that ball had some serious slice to it. It's a breaking ball away, and he just slaps it the other way, and it really handcuffs Colabello in the outfield. Ball's going to be slicing towards the line. It falls safely, and Dozier scores the first run of the ball game.
It's a sacrifice fly and an error on Colabello. RBI for Mauer. 1-0 Twins, and Trevor Plouffe hits one right past Kurt Suzuki standing on deck. So the Twins continue to score early. That's their 30th first inning run of the season.
They did it in the first game in this series where they put 4 on the board against Mark Burley, but he buckled down, didn't let him score the rest of the game.
Trevor Plouffe, the cleanup hitter. He's really flourished since they've dropped him into the 4 spot. He's got 7 homers and 27 RBIs.
And he crushes mistakes. You leave something out over the plate, he'll hit it and hit it hard.
The Twins scoring early. Almost 50% of their runs come in the first 3 innings. And it's a real challenge for hitters to get into, for pitchers to get into the flow of the game in that first inning.
It's all set up by Brian Dozier, the leadoff batter. He's aggressive. He's good. He's got extra base power in that bat, and he did it again this afternoon.
Yeah, he's a terrific leadoff hitter in an era where there aren't that many bona fide leadoff hitters, but he brings that dimension of speed, extra base power. 2-2 to Plouffe. He reaches for that outside pitch. Dozier has had quite a streak of extra base hits. 11 of his last 12 hits have been for extra bases.
Yeah, that's 27 of them now. Second to Josh Donaldson in the American League. Pretty good leadoff hitter.
There's a base hit for Plouffe. That looked like a breaking ball that was up a bit, out over the plate. Plouffe jumps on it. A couple of hits this inning for the Twins.
Boy, they are a strike first and fast offense, aren't they? You make a mistake, and Plouffe doesn't miss it. Hit a hanging breaking ball yesterday.
It all has to do with Paul Molitor's approach. He was aggressive as a player, and he's passed that mindset on to his team. They run the bases hard. They're aggressive at the plate, always looking for that first good pitch to hit. Kurt Suzuki does just that, and they get a double play. Josh Donaldson, his momentum went towards second, and he unloaded quickly to Goins, who was standing right at the bag, and now it looks like Molitor might challenge his call at second. He's out on the warning track.
And a heads-up play, very alertly getting that runner, and I'm sure that's going to be an out. It didn't look like Mauer got back, but Josh Donaldson doing it all for the Blue Jays. Ryan Goins right there. His momentum was taking him to the bag.
See Paul Molitor, the manager of the Twins, waiting on the video room as they review their own video to determine whether or not they want to call it, and they give up the ghost. It'll be an inning-ending double play, a line drive double play, 5-4, but the Twins have taken a 1-0 lead on a pair of hits and a sacrifice fly.
Jays and enter the code MBJ8126 to earn My Blue Jays points just for watching the broadcast. The entry box can be found on your My Blue Jays home page. Code must be entered by 11:59 tonight. Look for a new code tomorrow. Buck?
That's a great idea to have a frequent viewers club. And you guys that watch games all the time, make sure you log on and get rewarded for your loyalty. This is Russell Martin, the catcher. Russell was 1 for 3 in the game yesterday. He had an 0 for on Friday night. Okay, put yourself in the batter's box against Ricky Nolasco. What would you look for?
I'm sitting on that breaking ball. Just watch him this afternoon while he works. He'll throw a ton of breaking balls. Now, I don't think he throws hard enough to throw Baez. Nolasco's walking off the mound on that one. I don't know if he felt something there or wasn't happy with the ball.
He hurt himself. His right arm, he was hanging his right arm down, and I think now Marlins is going to come out. And remember, Nolasco missed most of the month of April, wasn't activated until the 2nd of May. He had elbow trouble last year, missed 6 weeks of the season, and he felt something after he threw that last pitch.
Yeah, he was on the disabled list. They placed him on the disabled list April the 11th with elbow inflammation, throwing a lot of breaking balls. And he threw that fastball, and you can tell something wasn't right.
And obviously, the bullpen now aware of the situation. He's going to try to throw a pitch. I don't know if this is a good idea. Watch his reaction after this last pitch. And you can see how he hangs his right arm in kind of an awkward position.
He was sidelined a couple times last year on the disabled list with elbow problems.
Well, Molitor's not going to let him continue unless he's 100% sure that he is healthy.
Yeah, he's going to have to talk his way back into this. You don't want to be messing with a guy like this. They still have 2 more years on his contract. But it looks like he's going to be okay.
Well, nobody knows themselves better than the pitcher, obviously. And he doesn't want to risk further damage, but he's going to continue.
I would like to see him, the first breaking ball he throws. Because that's where I was talking to Bert Blyleven today, and he was saying that last year that slider just wasn't there. He was throwing it a lot and then had to go on the disabled list with the problem. And we'll see if he feels strong enough to throw a slider.
Well, and if he felt something on that pitch he threw before they came out, there's got to be doubt in his mind. Russell Martin hammers this pitch to left field. A leadoff single for Martin.
Well, let's take a look at the scatter report for Ricky Nolasco. fastball about 90 miles an hour. He throws it 52% of the time, but he's going to throw a lot of breaking balls. A slider and a curveball, and he'll throw the changeup. Curveball is 73 miles an hour. He'll throw a lot of them, and that's been his bread and butter pitch this month since he has come back off the disabled list to put together that 5-0 record.
All right, throws that breaking ball in there for a strike to Chris Colabello. Colabello has a 10-game hit streak. He's 10 for his last 31 during that hit streak. Colabello also has 34 hits this month.
Those 34 hits that you were just talking about, #1 on the Blue Jays. He didn't come here till May the 5th. He missed the first 5 days of the month for the Blue Jays, but he still has the most hits.
He's tied for 5th in the American League in hits in the month of May. Jason Kipnis of the Indians has 49 hits. Prince Fielder has 45 hits. And don't look now, but the Texas Rangers are really starting to swing the bats. Fielder with those 45 hits. Sin-Shu Chu, he has 35 hits in the month of May. And Adrian Beltre, their third baseman, has 34.
Eaten up, and they just picked up Josh Hamilton. They just activated him.
2-1 to Chris Colabello, the former Twin. High breaking ball. You know, having dealt with pitchers my whole career, when a pitcher feels something in his arm and then continues to pitch, he has to have doubts in his mind.
Right.
When's it going to hurt again? What pitch is going to create that same feeling? And that's not a very comfortable feeling on the mound.
Yeah, right when you're getting ready to let go of the ball, you start, if I twist on this one, am I going to hurt myself?
Colabello shoots it into right. That's going to get down. Torrey Hunter cuts it off. Russell Martin turns and heads for third. Chris Colabello has extended his hit streak to 11 straight.
You know, I think it's not coincidental that the Blue Jays have hit 2 ropes since he walked off the mound. First Russell Martin with a bullet to left field, and now Colabello stays on that ball and shoots it to right field. Paul Molitor's got some decisions to make right here. This ball just rolls up at the plate. There's no bite to it. Stays on the inner half, and you can see his reaction once again as he bends over.
Yeah, this is going to be it. Molitor's out again out of the dugout. I don't think they can allow him to continue. He just doesn't have that snap on that breaking ball. And Molitor says, you know what, we can't have you pitching like this, first and foremost, because of your long-term health. And they're going to walk him off the field now. So Ricky Nolasco is out of the ballgame with an apparent arm injury. So we'll have a pitching change, and the Blue Jays are threatening to score here in the second. J.R. Graham. He is allowed as much time as he needs because of the injury to Velasco, and there's some scrambling going on the Blue Jays bench trying to get some information about J.R. Graham. This is his first big league season. He was a Rule 5 pick from Atlanta. So everybody's saying, you ever seen this guy before? What's he throw?
That's right.
Scrambling.
They'll go find guys who played in Double-A last year. That's where he was with the Atlanta Braves. J.R. Graham, 13 games, 0-0, 363 earned run average. He was the minor league pitcher of the year in 2012 for the Atlanta Braves. Fastballs, pretty good fastball, mid-90s fastball, but it's his sinker that is the impressive pitch. He's got a very good one. It's rated. Scouts rate him from 20 to 80. They put rates on your pitches. His is a 70. He's got a great sinker. He gets a lot of ground ball outs. His changeup is very average. His slider's very average. Fastball, though, he's a bulldog. He'll come after you with that fastball.
Well, you mentioned his season in 2012. He split time between A-ball and Double-A. He wound up with a 12-2 record and a 280 earned run average. So Carrera at the plate. Blue Jays are down by a run. They've got to cash in Martin and maybe even Colabello in this situation. Plouffe at third base, in on the grass, guarding against the bunt. Up and away. First and third, nobody out. Right fielder Ezequiel Carrera. Sinker ball pitcher throws the first two pitches up out of the zone. That's a red flag for me. Maybe he didn't get ready.
Big time. You know, young player, you're in the big leagues for the first time. You get as many pitches as you need, but he might have felt a little rushed. I tell you, sit on something down. That'll make all those pitches look real high if you set your eyesights down in the strike zone.
Well, right now, Carrera's getting exactly what you want if he's thinking sacrifice fly, something top of the strike zone. Carrera 350 with runners in scoring position so far this season. Another pitch upstairs, and everything is in the same spot. Right now, if I am Carrera, I'm thinking I'm getting a high fastball. I want to drive something in the outfield and score one of these guys.
And you know what? I'm not thinking sacrifice fly. I'm thinking double. I'm thinking 2 RBIs. 2 for the price of 1 hit.
There's a fly ball, but that's going to be into the seats, out of play.
He had a pitch to hit right there. That was a fastball right down the middle.
Kevin Pillar's had a good series. He homered and walked in a 1-for-3 effort yesterday afternoon. Had a pair of hits on Friday night. 3 hits in the series, including a home run and a double. Full count, nobody out. Now there's a big strikeout for the Twins. J.R. Graham strikes out Carrera. First out of the inning.
We gave him a couple of pitches to hit, and he just can't come up with it. Fouled the first one off, and there's that 2-seamer right there. His best pitch. But it's right down the middle, and Carrera swings right through it.
1 out now for Kevin Pillar as he steps in.
Again, lots of ground balls when he is on.
Defense basically straight away on the infield. Graham getting down where he has to pitch now, bottom of the strike zone.
When he was with the Braves organization, he was voted the best command of all their minor league pitchers. So you got to figure at some point he's going to find it.
See him set that split grip changeup in his hand as he comes onto the rubber. Now Pillar's really got a battle here. He's behind 0-2. Put the ball in play.
Yeah, shortened up, maybe even choke up a little bit and just track that baseball.
Way off the plate. Suzuki set up almost off the plate outside. Mini hit streak for Pilar, 4 for his last 11 during the 3 games.
Well, he had a home run yesterday. It looked like an off-speed pitch. They went to breaking ball. Kyle Gibson and down and in. They wanted that ball away. It was down and in, right where Pilar's swing was, right where he could get to it. It's the second home run of the season. Take one of those right now.
Ground ball. Plouffe's going to come home, and they'll get Russell Martin at home. It wasn't a double play ball. It wasn't hit hard enough, and Martin had to go. You want to make sure they don't turn 2. So Martin is tagged out on the fielder's choice.
Wow, what an intelligent play right there by Trevor Plouffe. As a third baseman, you have to judge, and you've got a split second to decide if you can turn this ball over, and he says, I can't, so I'm going to get an out. It's going to be Russell Martin at the plate. If he doesn't turn that double play, if it's not hit hard enough, we're tied 1-1. Heads up play by the third baseman to get Martin at the plate.
Ryan Goins now. Blue Jays haven't been able to cash in on their opportunities. Off the plate. And you can see with each pitch, Graham's getting more confident as he gets that ball down in the zone. J.R. Graham on because of an apparent injury to Ricky Nolasco, the Twins starter.
It's good movement. Good movement on that breaking ball, that fastball. It's a two-seamer that sinks.
Took another shot at that outside corner. Graham's 25 years old. As we mentioned, he was signed and drafted by the Atlanta Braves, and then Twins got him in a Rule 5 pick. He pitched at Santa Clara University in Santa Clara, California. Base hit for Goins. Colabello is going to be stopped at third as they were shallow in left. Rosario really was in close in left field. So Goins comes up with a hit with a runner in scoring position.
Well, they kept firing that ball away, and it looked like Ryan set his sights on that ball away and just poked it the other way for the base hit. Can't keep pumping fastball by big league hitters. They'll figure you out. Good at bat right there by Ryan Goins.
Back to the top of the order. Jose Reyes flied out against Ricky Nolasco his first time up. Bases are loaded. It looked like that good finger pitch just sailed up and away.
Well, he knows that Jose Reyes likes to look for that first pitch fastball, especially with runners on base and runners in scoring position. He's looking to clear the bases with one swing.
Got to get his strike to do it. Graham's first opportunity to pitch against the Blue Jays. A couple of grand slams to his credit in his career. Right now, John Gibbons would take a flare single.
Yeah, take anything into the outfield.
It's a little looper. There's the flare. Is it going to drop? Yes, indeed. 2 runs are going to come in to score. Goins goes to third. Reyes slides into second. And there's that flare the Blue Jays been looking for.
Anything into the outfield softly and safely. What the Blue Jays were looking at. He got a two-seam fastball, good movement, and he's just able to get enough of the bat on the ball. Watch Jose with the plate coverage. Just slaps at it down the left field line, and that thing's going to stay fair. No chance for anybody. The shortstop Santana, the left fielder Rosario, and that's a 2-run single.
So the Blue Jays have a 2-1 lead. Reyes picks up a couple of RBIs with the single. Rosario, the left fielder, charged with an error, allowing Reyes to go to second. Excuse me, that was the shortstop Santana that made that throw.
That's right. He had a chance at possibly getting the second runner at the plate, and when he reached for the ball, he dropped it. That allowed that runner to score, Pilar, and it allowed Reyes to get in the scoring position. 11th error of the season for Santana.
Donaldson fouls it back out of play. Josh has been one of the better RBI producers for the Blue Jays. For the season, Donaldson has 38 ribbies. In the month of May, he's got 22. He and Edwin Encarnacion both with 22 May ribbies. Again, the leader of the pack in the month of May in runs driven in, Prince Fielder. He's got 28 RBIs. Torrey Hunter has 23.
Boy, what a month Josh Donaldson has put together, and a lot of big hits for the Blue Jays.
Jose Bautista is on deck. They'd love to have a chance to come to the plate in this inning. Bautista doubled in his first at bat. Donaldson made Graham wait, and now Graham walked off the mound and makes Donaldson wait. Upstairs, and Bautista will get a chance to hit as Donaldson walks.
That's exactly what the Blue Jays wanted right there. Your big home run hitter, your best hitter. You got it hitting third. 2-out walk. Loading up the bases for Bautista. Blue Jays finally, with a couple of outs, 2 outs, have come up with base hits. Ryan Goins with a base hit, and then that little flare by Reyes.
Neil Allen in his first year as the pitching coach here, out to help his rookie through this tough situation. Kurt Suzuki, the veteran catcher, has been a great addition to this ball club. He stabilized things behind the plate for the Twins. So Bautista bats. He's already doubled in this ball game. Great opportunity right now for the Blue Jays to kick the door wide open. 2-1, the Jays have the lead.
We came into this series talking about how Bautista loves hitting in this ballpark and the power. We haven't seen a home run yet. How about right now?
Bautista, 4 career grand slams. Ball in the dirt. Nice block by Suzuki. J.R. Graham called upon after Nolasco left. Ricky Nolasco started the inning. Gave up a single to Martin and a single to Colabello, and then left with an arm injury. Which is over the Twins dugout, out of play.
Boy, that was a pitch to hit right there. Fastball right down Broadway. And Jose was a little bit late.
Bautista has hit 11 home runs in 16 games here at Target Field. Those are his numbers with the bases loaded. Good velocity upstairs from Graham.
He's got a good arm. That fastball, mid-90s. With movement, that one looked like it was more like his four-seam fastball, something up in the strike zone.
Torrey Hunter backs up, looking up, and he's got room. Bautista drove it to the wall in right, but the inning is over. But the Blue Jays have taken a lead. Jose Reyes, their leadoff man, with 2 outs, hits one to left field. He's stirring it up. The Blue Jays are cooking. They've taken the lead.
to be there for the next little while. Yesterday, the Blue Jays placed Steve Tollefson on the 15-day disabled list. That groin injury that he suffered back in Toronto just hasn't gotten any better, so he's going for an MRI, but he's going to get some rest. And meanwhile, the news is not so great on Devin Travis either. He was expected to possibly rejoin the Blue Jays by Monday in Washington. That is not going to happen now. He played his first rehab game with the Buffalo Bisons on Friday night. Says he felt great even doing interviews after the game, but then the pain started to come back in. He's going to go to Florida, be shut down for at least a week. He's very disappointed about this. He wanted to get back in the lineup, and I know he's told you guys he feels almost guilty for not playing, but he's going to have to rest it up and, take his time and make sure that he's healthy before he comes back.
Thank you, Barry. And you saw Munenori Kawasaki, who has been called back up from Buffalo. Goins has this one slipped past him into center field. Eddie Rosario with a leadoff single. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Well, the Dodgers have had some sort of drought on the road. They scored yesterday to snap a streak of 42 innings on the road without scoring. That's hard to imagine that you'd go that long without being able to score.
Was that part of the San Francisco Giants 3 straight shutouts?
3 straight shutouts, yep. So that was the longest scoreless streak at 42 innings.
With all that high-priced talent in the Dodgers, you would think that
somebody would run into one. Yep.
Yeah, run into one or score a run somehow.
This is Eduardo Nunez. This should be 2. Reyes to Goins, and it is a double play. So just like that, that leadoff single is erased. That's the second double play the Blue Jays have turned.
That's what you have to do, I think, if you're Drew Hutchison. Your team just got you the lead. The Minnesota Twins starting pitcher's out of the ball game. You gave up the hit to Rosario. Come right back and get that ground ball double play. Defense turns it for the Blue Jays. That's got to be a confidence builder right there.
Yeah, I think Hutchison understands now that it's not about striking out everybody. Just make quality pitches and let your defense help. This is Aaron Hicks, the center fielder. Hicks is a switch hitter. There's another base hit. Pilar's going to have to hustle and cut it off. He gets over, cuts it off, and gets it back in quickly. Well, what a good throw. Oh, my. Kevin Pillar has had his problems with the bat, but it has not affected his defense one bit.
Not one bit. That looked like it was going to be a double all the way with the speed that Hicks has at the plate. Watch where this ball is hit and where Pillar is playing. And then he gets over there, catches it, quickly gets it back in. Look at the strike. Right at the bag. Holding Hicks to a single.
Boy, this is a terrific throw. Ryan Goins, the second baseman, went out on the cutoff and hollered at him, second, and good teamwork right there as Pilar threw a strike to Reyes. Danny Santana takes one downstairs. Santana batting .230. He was charged with his 11th error of the season, the top half of the inning. There goes Hicks, and Martin, he couldn't come up with the baseball. Russell has been so good at throwing out runners, as Pat mentioned. And that time, he was so quick, he didn't have the grip on the baseball.
Best in the American League at catching would-be base stealers. Ball two-seamer. So he had to reach for it just a little bit, and then when he went with the transfer from the glove to the throwing hand, it popped out.
Hicks, with his third stolen base of the season, is now in scoring position. That's just the 18th stolen base against Martin. Upstairs. 2-2, 2 outs. There's a fly ball, shallow left field. Reyes backing up out into the outfield. Reyes is there. The inning is over. So a leadoff single, a stolen base, couple of hits in the innings, and Hutchison maintains a 2-1 lead.
Campbell are going to be shaving their heads to rally support for childhood cancer. Live on Blue Jays Central June 8th. You can support the cause and learn more at sportsnet.ca/shave or text the word HERO to 45678 to make a $10 donation. It's going to be interesting to see Jamie Campbell with no hair, Buck.
Well, I commend the boys for their commitment to such a great cause, and I'm sure we'll all be tuned in. Everybody can make a contribution to that great cause, and make sure you check it out. This is Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin popped out to the shortstop his first time up. This is foul back out of play. Two-1 Blue Jays lead, trying to win the series here in Minnesota. Minnesota has a terrific home winning record, 18-7 here at Target Field. The flip side of that is the Blue Jays are just 9-16 on the road.
I'll tell you, they play tough here. The ball club is built for this ballpark. Lots of slap hitters, not a lot of power.
This ball is driven to right. Torrey Hunter over in the alley and makes the pitch. The Orioles are 8-14 on the road, and among the American League East teams, that's just one game worse than the Blue Jays. And you see what the Blue Jays numbers are home and road. They're 14-12 at home. They pitch much better at home, which is kind of curious given the nature of Rogers Center.
Still 5 runs a game right there. The 9-16 road record, including 1-6 in their last 7. John Gibbons was saying on that last road trip, he said he felt like the team was playing okay, not great baseball, but okay. They weren't giving away those games. They were just getting beat by good teams.
Russell Martin behind 0-2. Martin singled to start the second inning. John Gibbons would love to see his team put together some momentum on this road trip. That's a high breaking ball. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Looked like it might have hit the zone. The Blue Jays, for me, I don't know about you, Buck, they just have not combined the great pitching and the great hitting yet this year. They have not been able to fire on all cylinders for an extended time.
As well as they have produced offensively, they still haven't seen a patented Bautista or Encarnacion hot streak yet.
I don't think so. And when those two get hot, they have that ability just to carry a ball club for extended periods of time. Haven't seen that. We've had some decent starts to certain guys' seasons, but we haven't seen them really click as an offensive team.
Now, both of them individually can carry this ball club for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks at a time. We have seen it in the past, and I'm sure we'll see it again this season. Edwin has 22 ribbies in the month of May. Bautista has 17, so they're starting to produce. Martin called for the swing. Let's check in with Barry Davis.
Well, guys, as you notice, Graham is one of the few players in the league wearing the old stirrup-style socks, and he doesn't do it for a fashion reason. He doesn't do it to be cool. He does it so his mom, Julie, can watch him play. You see, she was born with a rare retina disorder and is legally blind. When she's at home or in the stands watching, she can distinguish that there are players on the field, but she can't tell which one is her son. So wearing the high stirrups with the white socks allows her to be able to know which one her son is. It's a nice story, but it still looks pretty cool, I have to admit.
That is a terrific story, and what an understanding son to have that awareness to wear those socks, and it absolutely stands out. I mean, this is what everybody wore a couple of generations ago, 2 decades ago. Everybody had these types of socks on.
Are those some regular sanitary socks?
Looks like it.
From the olden days?
You see the
Certainly.
stirrups and how the stirrups are over the top of those sanitary socks. They're knee high, and then you'll blossom over the stirrups, and you haven't seen those. Not many people wear those. Adam Jones wears them in Baltimore. And Graham, he strikes out. His mom will be pleased with that inning. 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts.
Cincinnati, Ohio, and it is loaded with Blue Jays on the ballot. Josh Donaldson, Jose Bautista, Devin Travis, Russell Martin, and Edwin Encarnacion can all be American League starters. All you have to do is vote. Fans are allowed to vote a maximum 35 times per email address. Vote early, vote often, and go to BlueJays.com to cast your vote. Buck?
Great opportunity to have some of your Blue Jays represented at the All-Star game. It'll be in Cincinnati, of course, and should be a great festive event.
That should make for a great home run contest.
Oh man.
In that ballpark? Wow.
This is Brian Dozier, the leadoff man. He doubled in his first at-bat, scored a first-inning run.
The more you watch Brian Dozier, does he remind you of anybody? Maybe his manager? The way he plays this game?
Yeah, Paul Molitor had the same sort of impact hitting in the leadoff spot.
Well, he's got some power, like Molitor did. He's a good hitter. He's aggressive. He can run. And he plays second base.
Yeah, and Molitor went to him last year while he was coaching. He said, how come you take so many first pitch fastballs? He said, well, I'm trying to work the count. He said, that might be the best one you get. Right there, Hutchinson locates pretty good fastball.
Well, you know a little something about Paul Molitor. Didn't you play with Molitor while you were with Milwaukee?
I did. I was in Milwaukee. 78 was my first year with the Brewers, and Paul Molitor in spring training had absolutely been sent back to the minor leagues. He played just 1 year in A-ball. And then Robin Yount, who was the incumbent shortstop, decided he was going to retire from baseball. He was having a contract dispute with the Brewers, and Paul Molitor was summoned back from the minor league camp and took over at shortstop to start the season. And he was a terrific player that first year in 78. He played every day, and once Yount came back, he moved to second base. But he was, you could see he was talented. He could run like a deer when he was a kid.
It's quick. I looked at some of the records that you guys did that year. You guys had a good team. You guys won 93 games.
Torrey Hunter shoots it into right, but it's run down by Carrera.
So your Milwaukee Brewer team was 93 and 69, good for third place in the American League East.
What was interesting about that was it was the first time they had a winning record in a number of years. And I remember when we clinched third place, Bud Selig, who was the owner, came down in the clubhouse and celebrated. It was like a big deal. But it was only the beginning of what would turn into a World Series appearance in 1982.
Yeah, it took a couple more years. You guys had more wins than the Kansas City Royals, who won the division in the West. They won 92 games last year. You guys won, or that year, you won 93.
Yeah, it was a tough division. You look at the teams in that AL East at that time, it was a premium division.
New York, 163. That was the year of the extra game against the Red Sox. That's why you did that. Boston won 99 games and finished second. Hang with them. Baltimore won 90 games and finished fourth.
It was a good division. And then the Brewers would get better and better, and that was the first year of Bambi's Bombers. George Bamber came over from Baltimore. The great GM, Harry Dalton, who put together the Orioles, great teams in the 60s and the 70s, then came to Baltimore, or excuse me, to Milwaukee, and did the same thing with the Brewers.
Built that team.
But Molitor was a terrific first-round pick. He teamed up with Robin Yount and Jim Gantner. Those three spent 15 years together on the Brewers infield.
So good. Blue Jays, by the way, that year, that was their second season of existence. 59 and 102.
Not so good.
Not so good. But hey, it was their second, and they were in the American League East against those guys. They had to win those 90 games against somebody.
This is Joe Mauer batting with 2 outs. He lines this one to left. Colabello ranges back, and he catches this one. A little trouble earlier in the game, not this time. So Hutchison retires the side in order. We'll go to the 4th. The Blue Jays have a 2-1 lead. .319 hits, and he grew up in St. Paul, Minnesota. There's the 3,319. He played 3 seasons in Toronto, and it was capped off by his great World Series appearance.
MVP, and Blue Jays won back-to-back World Series in 1993. Molitor lead in that group. along with a lot of other great hitters, of course. And Molitor, early in his career, he missed a ton of games because of injury. Still finished with over 3,300 base hits.
Yeah, there was concern about Molitor and his ability to stay on the field, but he played so hard, and he was really kind of a slight-built guy. He had a couple of real bad oblique strains that knocked him out for significant amounts of time. But I know in talking with Paulie over the years, there's a bunt, and that's going to hit fair and go foul. But Molitor was blessed, as we all were, by the presence of guys like Larry Heisel, Sal Bando, Don Money, Cecil Cooper, and the coaching staff that included Buck Rogers, Frank Howard, Cal McLeish, a terrific pitching coach with many years of experience. And it was just a great atmosphere for young players like Molitor, Yount, and Gantner to flourish in. I know Bando came up to me in '77. He had been a free agent and signed with Milwaukee. Bud Selig was trying to build up the organization. They brought in Heisel from Minnesota. Bando from Oakland. Cecil Cooper from Boston. He played first base. And Bando approached me at the end of the '77 season and said, would you like to come to Milwaukee? We're trying to put together something special here. And at that time, I wasn't playing at all in Kansas City. There's a drive to right. That's going to be up, and off the wall. Torrey Hunter drops the ball. He had stopped Carrera. And that might go as an error to Hunter because Carrera had stopped once he saw Hunter play it so well off the wall. And Torrey turned around. He decoyed initially like he had a chance to catch it, knowing full well it was going to be over his head.
Yeah, hoping that the runner would slow down or stop a little bit. Watch how he decoys this right here. Plays it off the wall. Now, Carrera stopped right there and then had to restart after the ball was juggled by Hunter in right field. He came very close to hitting this one out. And in the transfer, Torrey drops it, allowing Carrera to get into scoring position.
It's the second error of the season charged to the right fielder, Torrey Hunter. So another leadoff man aboard here. Russell Martin led off the second with a single, and they scored their 2 runs in the second inning.
While we were showing that replay right there, Kevin Pillar, the next batter, went down to talk to Louis Rivera, the third base coach, just to make sure everybody's on the same page of what they want to do here. Do they want to try and sacrifice that runner over to third base or swing away?
He's showing bunt and takes it outside. Right now they can take the bunt off. They've already put that thought in the Twins' minds. Pillar might get a pitch to hit here. You got a lead already. You're on the road.
Look at the third baseman, Trevor Plouffe. He is pulled in now as a hitter. Believe me, you see that. And you just want to get the barrel out and try and pull it by him.
And Graham's not accommodating Pillar. He's thrown 2 balls now, and now a long look down at third by Pillar. Can take the bunt off, hope to get a fastball, and really play for a big inning.
Yeah, don't play for 1 run when you're on the road. Play for more than 1.
Pillar pushes it up the first baseline. Graham flips to Mauer. 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. For Souza now, he has 10 home runs, and he had been bothered by a wrist problem. He's got 22 ribbies. And you look at that Tampa Bay team, they just continue to make you shake your head. See Tim Stauffer warming up for the Twins.
Infield it now with Goins. Ryan had a pretty good at bat last time when he faced Graham. Shot a ball into left field.
Safety squeeze was on, even though the Twins are playing in.
If you put the bunt down correctly, you can't defense this. There's no way. Ideally, you like to put it up the first base line.
Boy, he swung at a bad pitch in that situation. You really got to be focused. Once they take the bunt off, which they did, you got to make sure you get a great pitch to hit. And he chased a pitcher's pitch right there.
Breaking ball in the dirt. And I think if you're the Blue Jays, you're going to play this ball through right now. You got the number 9 hitter up at the plate, and Reyes on deck, so you make the ball go through if there's a grounder to the infield.
It may have been a strike, but because they were set up inside, Quinn Wolcott, the umpire, thought it was outside. They were sitting up inside, wanted the breaking ball down and in. 2-1 ball game. The Blue Jays now have 6 hits. One's covered that outside pitch. That's the pitch you want to drive to the opposite field.
Yeah, too close to take right there with 2 strikes. Boy, these are very important at bats, I think, for the Blue Jays. Runner at third base, less than 2 outs. You've got to figure out a way to get them in.
The Blue Jays have stranded 4 base runners so far. John Gibbons got a big hit from Reyes back in the second. He drove in the 2 runs for the Jays. Got to expand your strike zone in this situation. Go ahead and cover those borderline pitches with 2 strikes. You certainly want to put the ball in play. And this is what the Twins have done so well this season, is battled with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, you got to make contact. You can't strike out right here. Everybody has now faced this pitcher 1 time, so they all have a pretty good idea of what he's going to do to them. They all have an idea of what that breaking ball looks like.
There's a fly ball, not that deep. Carrera back to tag. Rosario sets up. Here's the throw to the plate. It is wide, and Goins cashes in Carrera with the sacrifice fly. So the small ball manufactures a run. The sacrifice bunt by Pilar and the sac fly by Goins.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays take advantage of an error. This Minnesota Twins team that doesn't make a lot of errors. And certainly Torrey Hunter doesn't make a lot of errors at the outfield. They make an error, they pick up an extra 90 feet, and that cost them a run.
Carrera with the single off the wall had stopped at first, and when Hunter started to throw the ball towards second, he dropped the ball, allowing Carrera to move into second. Jose Reyes, 2-run single in the second.
And he probably said after that hit, give me 100 of those. I mean, it was perfectly placed right off the end of the bat.
That pitch much further outside. The Twins broke out on top. They scored a run in their half of the first. The Blue Jays took the lead in the second. 2-1. Now they have scored an extra run here to make it 3-1. Of course, the Blue Jays will move on after this game to Washington, take the Nationals on for 3 night games starting Monday night. R.A. Dickey will open up the series on Monday night against the right-hander Jordan Zimmerman. And Marco Estrada and Max Scherzer. Blue Jays know all about Max Scherzer, having faced him with the Tigers. And then in the finale, it'll be Mark Burley for the Blue Jays.
That was supposed to be
Steven Strasburg's
start, but he's been placed on the disabled list.
Reyes swings at that sinking fastball and strikes out to end the inning, but the Blue Jays score another run to take a 3-1 lead. Ryan Goins with the sacrifice fly.
Begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
We are in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. Beautiful Target Field. This ballpark opened up in 2010. Blue Jays have played well here since it's opened up. They have a 3-1 lead, trying to win the series 2-1.
You know what they've done well here? They've hit well here. They've hit a lot of home runs, and they've really put it on the pitching staff of the Minnesota Twins.
Trevor Plouffe, the cleanup hitter. Plouffe's had a good series.
Plouffe's another guy who's hit well here. You talk about home runs. He's the Twins leader in home runs here.
Well, he's a third baseman. He's hitting in the cleanup spot now, and when you look at that profile, you should be the leader. He's got 41 career home runs here in this ballpark.
41. That is the most by any Minnesota Twin.
This is popped up right side of the infield. Goins calls for it quickly and comes over and makes the catch. Drew Hutchison has sorted things out this month of May. This is his 6th start in the month of May, and you look at his first 6 starts, the numbers are pretty ugly.
Yeah, not very good. First 6 this season, an ERA over 7, the opponent's batting average of 300. And what makes that so tough is the Blue Jays are scoring him so many runs. He's got a great record at 4-1, but it could be a lot better if he had pitched better in those first 6. Last 4, he is really turned the corner, I think, and a lot of it, I think, has to do with the slider. His slider's been a lot better in his last 4 starts. Fastball command has been good, too.
The fact that he has really developed a pretty good sinking fastball, complement those other pitches.
You know, I talked to Pete Walker about that. He's been tinkering with his grip on his 2-seam fastball, trying to get the ball to go in on right-handers and away from left-handers. Because he's got the good fastball and the good breaking ball, he's been tinkering with the groups. He goes down into the bullpen area with the pitching coach, and they'll work on certain grips, just trying to find something that works and something that feels comfortable.
Well, and that's what it is. It's all experimentation. This is just his 54th Major League start. I mean, he's still learning, and because he came up so quickly in his career, we have a tendency to think he's more experienced than he actually is.
And he had the injury that he missed a full season of development.
Kurt Suzuki hits another foul into the seats.
But that 2-seam sinker was on full display his last time out. Everybody talks about the 8 strikeouts against the Chicago White Sox and just the 4 hits given up, but he got 11 outs on ground balls. And what that does is it makes your innings shorter. You can stay around longer. You can pitch deeper into the ball game when you get a lot of first pitch and a lot of short at bats.
Cooper said no swing as Martin asked for the appeal down to the first base umpire. Well, think about it. If you strike out people, it's going to take a minimum of 3 pitches, and oftentimes you'll be 5 and 6 pitches into an at bat before you get a strikeout.
But look what happened here in this game. In the first inning, he got the double play, line drive double play. He also got a ground ball double play. So he'll give up a hit, but then the next pitch, whoop, you can get 2 outs for 1 pitch.
Yeah, 2 for the price of 1 for sure. Another thing that Drew told me about the other day was the fact that he now feels like he can command his breaking ball. And early on, he was just trying to develop a curve breaking ball that had some depth. But now he can throw 1 in there for a strike and then take the next one and take it a little bit off the plate.
Or if you miss with a breaking ball, you can make the adjustment on the next pitch. And he needs to make the adjustment right now. He's got him back to 3-2.
Well, he's a perfectionist. He strives for perfection. He's tough on himself during the course of a game. Eddie Rosario is on deck. He singled to center in the second. Suzuki went around. He's called for the swing, and he strikes out. That's just the second strikeout for Hutchison. 2 outs here in the 4th.
Got a break, too, right there. Suzuki a little bit too over-aggressive on that fastball. Gets the check swing and gets the out.
So with 2 outs, Eddie Rosario extended his hit streak to 6 straight with that single leading off the second. First pitch strike. That's what worked so well for Hutchison in his last outing. First outs of innings and first pitch strikes.
Keep that pressure on that hitter. Keep them on their heels.
Yandy Rosario was 23 years old. There are the numbers from that terrific 4-hit shutout last time out. This is popped up into center. Kevin Pillar coming in. 3 up, 3 down. Hutchison has the lead as we head to the 5th. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zorn.
Here goes Sunday, June 7th, when the Blue Jays host the Astros at 107. It'll be Marcus Stroman bobblehead day, and that goes to the first 20,000 fans. In fact, Stroman just moments ago tweeted that it's a week to go before his first ever bobblehead day. Pretty crazy, excited to be in the city for the weekend, so that's great news for Blue Jays fans. Getting a chance to see Marcus Stroman at the Rogers Center. If you want tickets, go to BlueJays.com. And boy, they do a great job with that bobblehead. Looks just like him.
Yeah, it's pretty good characterization of Marcus, and it'll be good to see Marcus next weekend. This is a new pitcher for the Twins, Tim Stauffer. Stauffer pitched a third of an inning on Friday night. He closed out the top half of the ninth. The only batter he faced, Josh Donaldson.
And that's who he gets to lead off this inning. There's Stauffer's numbers, 1-0 with an ERA over 8. He was a former first-round draft pick of the San Diego Padres way back in 2003. And now here he is pitching out of the bullpen. The Twins just signed him last December.
Now, the Twins always pretty good at putting together a bullpen, and they have focused on that once again. This is Donaldson. Hits it to the shortstop. Santana takes his time, loads up, and fires across the diamond. Santana charged with his 11th error of the season. It was a dropped ball that allowed Reyes to advance from first to second on that 2-out base hit. Twins have committed 2 errors. Uncharacteristically, they have played very clean defense most of the season. Bautista takes strike 1. Well, it's a big day for the Blue Jays tomorrow, not only because they play in in-league play, but find out if Jose Bautista can play in right field.
Or left field, you know, wherever the shorter throw is. And you hear that around the ballpark when you're here, that might play left field.
It's a big ballpark, Washington's Park and Astros Park. It's a big yard. I think left field is just as big as right field.
Okay.
Personally, I'd like to see Bautista out in right field. I think he is obviously one of the better right fielders in all of baseball. And even less than 100% throwing, he is a terrific defender. He catches a lot of balls. We've seen many balls drop and fall in right field during his absence.
Yeah, too many balls have fallen in while he has been DHing for the Jays. I bet you he's in there. We saw him yesterday throwing before batting practice. He looked like he was well enough to play the outfield.
Well, if he can't, he will be limited to a pinch hitting role, and Bautista takes another walk. This is Bautista's second time on base this afternoon. Pitcher will hit tomorrow, and that'll be R.A. Dickey, but he's used to that, having pitched in the National League. And when Encarnacion is 0 for 2 this afternoon. 1 for 9 in the series so far for the first baseman. We mentioned both Encarnacion and Bautista. They're two of the best power hitters in all of baseball. And yeah, they're putting up decent numbers. Bautista has 30 RBIs. Encarnacion has 32. I don't think we've really seen either one of them in a hot stretch yet.
In a hot stretch together and for an extended period of time. We've seen them have a couple of games here and there. For Edwin, we saw the batting average really start to climb, but he's been in an awful slump lately, something like 1 for 20, 21, something like that.
He's gone through a tough stretch, and you just wonder how much playing every day at first base has impacted that. Over his last 11 games, 6 for 39. That's a 154 average coming into the game today.
But then they find it, and all's forgotten, right?
You can't get him out.
Yep.
But once again, it just reminds you of how difficult it is to hit in the big leagues. You got two of the best, and there are the numbers we've talked about his last 12 games, 146 average.
Teams are constantly making adjustments or trying different things, pitching them away. We've seen a lot of right-handed batters, or excuse me, right-handed pitchers against those two right-handed batters. Really tough on them. A lot of breaking balls away.
Three balls, 2 strikes. There goes Bautista. It's off the pitcher's glove. Dozier throws to first in time. Boy, what a good play by Dozier. The ball was deflected by the pitcher towards shortstop, but Santana had made a move towards second. Dozier came across in front of Santana and threw across his body right on the money.
Yeah, just in case he came up with that, someone needed to be at the bag at second base, and that was Santana. Dozier, very impressive. First right back through the mound and off the glove, but then here comes Dozier to try to field it and then make the play and get Edwin over at first base. I was watching Bautista on that play, and he was thinking about maybe going to third base on that throw.
Russell Martin, boy, he sure was. And you know, you see the infielder throwing across his body, and there's always a possibility he's going to throw it away. And that's why Bautista was aggressive as he rounded second.
Took a wide turn at the bag.
Catcher Russell Martin 1 for 2. Sinker down and in. The wear and tear on a catcher has been reflected by Martin's numbers. Offensively, it's been a roller coaster ride. And right now, he's on the bottom of one of those ups and downs. He's hit just 143 over his last 8 games, but that's the challenge of being an everyday catcher in the big leagues. You're going to take foul tips. You're going to be hit on your hand. You're going to have a lot of bumps and bruises. And, of course, your hands are the most important thing involved in hitting.
And your most important thing that you're thinking about that day is catching a good game.
Base hit up the middle. Bautista's around third. Here comes the throw. There'll be no throw as Hicks throws it back into second. Martin picks up a big insurance run here in the 5th. That makes it 4-1.
You know, that's what has been missing from the Blue Jays. Really, that consistent hitting with 2 outs. in runners in scoring position. Russell Martin's going to pick him up by sending the ball right back where it came from. Stauffer with a two-seamer. He's got a good sinker, but he leaves that one up. And it's another two-out base hit by the Blue Jays. And it cashes in run number 4. Pretty swing right there from Martin as he sends that one right back through the middle.
Here's Colabello. He has singled and struck out. Colabello extended his hit streak to 11 straight with a single in the second. He scored the first Blue Jay run of the afternoon as he came home on that Reyes 2-run single. Drew Hutchison with the lead here in Minnesota has worked 4 solid innings to start. He probably learned something after watching Mark Burley cough up 4 runs in the first inning on Friday night and said, okay, just discount that, start fresh. He gave up a first inning run here, but has allowed just 2 hits since.
Well, you better be paying attention, because that was a clinic the other night put on by Mark Burley.
You got one of the masters, and Burley, as a teammate, can certainly teach you a lot just by watching him work.
I didn't think he was going to make it through that one.
Bullpen was throwing.
They were up and throwing.
He gave up 4 runs on 5 hits in the first inning and then said, that'll be enough. Burley is one of 4 active 200-win pitchers. He's got 205 wins now. Didn't walk a batter in that 9-inning effort on Friday night. One and 2 to Chris Colabello. We're in the top of the 5th. A run in here. Bautista walked and scored. Scored on the Russell Martin single.
I don't know why they keep throwing over to first base with Russell over there. That's 3 times that Stauffer's thrown over there with Martin at first base.
Colabello gets sawed off. Santana's going to have to go to first to throw him out, and does. But Russell Martin picks up a 2-out RBI here in the 5th, and the Blue Jays have taken a 4-1 lead.
The Tampa Bay Lightning, Chicago Blackhawks. It begins Wednesday with Game 1. You can watch it on CBC. And guys, there's some huge hockey fans in the ballpark today, including Mr. Phil Hughes, who back when he played with the New York Yankees spent a lot of time going to see the Tampa Bay Lightning. In fact, he tweets about the Lightning all the time. He's a big critic. He's friends with a lot of the players on the Lightning. But there's also a Chicago Blackhawks fan here too, Bo Schultz, who grew up in Texas but now lives in Chicago. Huge hockey fan. So there's going to be a lot of debate between players on who's going to win the Cup.
Well, it should be a terrific Stanley Cup final, as those two teams have played very well and beat some good clubs on the process. And Jerry Howitt, the voice of the Blue Jays on radio, is a big Blackhawks fan. We got to hear it on every flame fight.
We get to hear it for another week now.
Yeah.
Wow, we know all about the Blackhawks thanks to Jerry.
Nunez grounds it to Donaldson. He does a 360 and throws him out. One down here in the fifth. 8 straight retired by Hutchison.
Well, just take the bull by the horns, right? If you're Drew Hutchison, boys, get on my back. I'm going to take us to a win today. That's the type of mentality that you have on a day like today.
He's your opening day starter. This is his 11th start of the season. And he takes a lot of pride in going out there and being able to put his team in a position to win. And he was really a stand-up guy early in the season when they were scoring all those runs and he couldn't get out of the fifth. He said, that's on me. And I promise you, it'll get better. And boy, has it.
Yeah, it really has. That had to be killing him.
Ground ball to Goins. He goes to his right and throws out Aaron Hicks. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Washington right now is really kind of dinged up. Jason Worth is out. He's got a couple of fractures in his wrist. Strasburg went on the DL with a stiff neck. Bryce Harper was questionable because he got hit on the back on Friday night by Tony Cingrani of the Reds. Yeah, they're liable to be grumpy when we see them.
He got drilled and didn't play yesterday.
Harper's in the lineup 0 for 2 with a couple of walks today. But yeah, it's a banged up Nationals team. Tanner Roark started today, went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits.
They still haven't had Anthony Rendon yet this year.
He's had problems all year long, hasn't gotten ready. Hey, you see the NLE says we speak. Washington with a 1.5 game lead over the surprising New York Mets. They haven't had David Wright for most of the season either. Atlanta Braves just a game under 500. This has popped up into shallow left field. Donaldson's not going to have time to make the catch. It wasn't hit that high. The one thing the Blue Jays are going to see over the next few games is a good closer. Glenn Perkins here, 18 for 18. Drew Storen for the Nationals is 16 for 17. And then when they get home, the Blue Jays will face the Astros. Luke Gregerson 13 for 14. So each team they face in the next 3 series is going to have good closer.
First place teams. That's what first place teams do. They pitch it. And not just the starters, their bullpens are pretty good.
Houston has 31 wins, just 1 less than the St. Louis Cardinals for the most wins in baseball. Santana strikes out. Martin takes his time and throws to first to complete the strikeout. Drew Hutchison has settled in. 10 straight retired by Hutch. Blue Jays baseball partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays baseball partnership. We are in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. Beautiful ballpark where they did a heck of a job when they put this thing together. Target Field, downtown Minneapolis. Ezequiel Carrera bunts it foul.
I love everything about this place.
Yeah. And they did such a good job on such a small piece of property. I mean, this thing is jammed into a couple of city blocks, and it's very accommodating for the fans, the players, the media. Easy to get to.
You know what I want to do? At some point, can't do it now since we're leaving, is sit in those right field bleachers, not during the game. The ones up there, up to the right, they look like they're straight down. Because you were talking about how they jammed everything in here, the bleachers in right field. Look at that. Look at the
pretty
angle.
Steep. Yeah, it's a steep angle, but boy, they are right on top of the action.
Yeah.
The Arm & Hammer grandstand in right. But there are so many areas that are really interesting to allow the fans different perspective. And Tim Stauffer just cost himself a base hit. He kicked at that ball and kicked it into left field.
Save during Canada's Color Expert Sale. Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Minnesota, the state of 10,000 lakes, and of course that's a big theme here with boating and fishing and a lot of activities outdoors. Kevin Pillar had a sacrifice bunt in this situation back in the fourth. Bet you they play hit and run here.
Certainly makes a lot of sense. We've seen John Gibbons do that in the past. Minnesota thinking the same thing as Stauffer throws over to first base. If you're the hitter, it really makes you concentrate on that baseball if they put the hit and run on.
Ground ball. This could be two. Santana to Dozier back to first. Double play. Taylor made 6-4-3 on the double play, and that leadoff single is erased. First double play turned by the Twins this afternoon.
Stauffer has a good two-seam fastball. He'll use it against right-handers, and when it's on, he'll get those ground ball. That time it Taylor made right to the shortstop, who finishes off the play.
Brian Goins has had a good start to his day. He singled in the second, had a sac fly in the fourth, and hits this one to first. Mauer dives and steps on the bat. A good inning of work for Tim Stauffer. The Blue Jays get a leadoff single. It's erased by the double play, and a nice play by Mauer at first.
Jays host the Houston Astros at 107. Junior J's outdoor program is back. Join us pregame outside Gate 10 for inflatables, activities, and lots of fun. After the game, kids 14 and under can run the bases just like the pros. Go to BlueJays.com for tickets, and there are always lots and lots of kids at those games. Bye.
Well, it's a great outing for an entire family. The kids have a lot of activities prior to coming inside Rogers Center, and they get to run the bases after the game, and plus the added attraction of a good baseball game. Brian Dozier shows bunt and pulls the bat back. Dozier said that the team has really flourished under Mollender's guidance because Paul plays an aggressive style of baseball and everybody anticipates things happening.
Yeah, instead of waiting back for something to happen, why don't you make something happen? Dozier's done that.
In his playing days, especially in Milwaukee, he was called the Igniter, where he would get things going and set up the terrific offense for the Brewers. He brought that mindset to the Blue Jays as part of Whamco, that great lineup, and probably the best lineup the Blue Jays have ever had.
Yeah, the first three leading hitters in the American League, John Olerud, Robbie, and Paulie. How about those first three? How'd you like to try and navigate through that lineup? That's no fun.
Two switch hitters in Devon White and Robbie Alomar, and then you had left-handed bat of Olerud, Oliver's right-handed bat, and throw in a little Joe Carter for extra measure.
How about they go out and get Ricky Henderson to add to that mix? That's not fair. Just not fair.
Boy, Dozier is quick inside, isn't he?
Just like his manager. I'll tell you, he can get on base and score runs for you. Also, Josh Donaldson leads the American League. Dozier second at 39, scored 112 runs last year. He was also a powerful type of player with that power and speed 2020 guy last year, Dozier.
There's a breaking ball, fair ball. Donaldson couldn't make a play on it, and Dozier is headed for second. He'll stop there with his second double of the afternoon. Double number 16 for Dozier.
Yeah, and another extra base hit for Brian Dozier. That's 28 extra base hits. Stayed on that breaking ball. Doesn't give in and just uses his hands. Rips it right by Donaldson. Josh thought he had it right there. And then upset that the ball gets by him down into the corner for extra bases.
Well, two doubles for Dozier this afternoon, and that ties him with Josh Donaldson for the American League lead. Nelson Cruz has 25, Cespedes of the Tigers 24, and Mike Trout 23. That's a pretty good top five right there.
I'll take them. I'll take those guys on my team. Take my chances with them.
Dozier's double snapped 10 straight, retired by Drew Hutchison. His first base runner to reach since the second inning. Aaron Hicks had a 2-out single. Torrey Hunter hits it in the air to center. Tagging at second is Dozier. Pillar's throw all the way to the cutoff man, and Dozier advances. Torrey Hunter advances Dozier for a second time this afternoon.
You know, it's a small ball approach from both teams this afternoon. Try to generate runs, generate offense, manufacture the runs. When you get a leadoff double, get them over to third base, score that run. This game is far from over.
You have that sense, huh?
I have that feeling the way this pesky Minnesota Twins team is.
And I want to thank you for that hamburger last night. It was really good. This is Joe Mauer. Mauer had a sac fly in the first. He drove in Dozier. He lined out to left field. That fly ball was actually dropped by Chris Colabello, and that allowed Dozier to score, but it's a sacrifice fly. Didn't cost Mauer an AB. Mauer's always covering the outer three quarters of that plate. Yeah, that's why I mentioned I think I'd bust him inside. He just doesn't hit for power, doesn't pull the ball very often.
Bust him in and bust him up. Right here, try and get a pop-up.
Take his strength away. Those first two pitches down and away.
Yeah, his strength is left center field. That's how you win batting titles, by using the whole field.
Martin's coming inside, and they didn't get it there. He got away with one right there. It was middle, center cut fastball, and Mauer fouled it back. Hutchison right now is thinking you got to make a better pitch than that.
I thought he did to end last inning. He threw a couple of breaking balls to Santana with 2 strikes, and he fouled him off. He almost got a base hit down the left field line and said, you know what, I'm going to bounce this breaking ball. And he ended up striking him out with that pitch. Let's see if he's able to make a better one right now.
They're coming right back inside. He made a good pitch, but Mauer fights it off and drives home Dozier for a second time this afternoon. A single to left field.
He's just such a good hitter with plate coverage, 2-strike ability to hit, and he finds the hole. Second RBI of the afternoon for Joe Mauer. Watch, he chokes up a little bit, inside out swing, and just rolls it into the outfield for another hit.
It's almost like he can place that ball. The defense was shaded around that way, and he cut it right between Donaldson and Reyes. He's driven in both Twins runs this afternoon. He now has 30 for the season. We're in the 6th. Roberto Osuna starting to loosen up for the Blue Jays. Osuna pitched 6 times in that recent 10-game homestand, but he's not worked in this series. So a big moment for the Twins to get back in this game. Their cleanup hitter, Trevor Plouffe. This is all about adjusting, and you see, first time through the order, no problem. The average jumps a bit against Hutch the second time, and then third time, 345. And that's where we are now, third time through this order. Blue Jays have turned 2 double plays, 1 line drive double play in the first. This ball is hit a ton and gone. Trevor Plouffe into the second deck, and he has tied it up. For Plouffe, that's home run number 8, RBIs 28 and 29, and the Twins have tied it up in the 6th.
You know, we were talking yesterday about Trevor Plouffe, and he doesn't miss mistakes. When you make a mistake, and he's going to hit it and hit it hard. He had a couple of hits yesterday. He had a hanging breaking ball from Aaron Sanchez and gets another hanger right here. Looked like a breaking ball from Hutch, and it's right down the Broadway, and he hits it in the second deck here in left field, tying up this game. And with that swing and that hit, it's going to send Drew Hutchison off the mound. It'll be a no decision for Drew.
3 runs in this inning. Roberto Osuna coming on to face Kurt Suzuki. Today, Drew Hutchison, the last pitch he threw was a 2-run home run. Trevor Plouffe, now Roberto Osuna into the ball game.
First time that the Twins have set their eyes on Roberto Osuna. 21 games already this year. 1-1, 146 earned run average. Last time out, he lost that only game of the season. That was against the White Sox. We picked on him for a couple of runs.
Jose Abreu hit a triple to lead that inning off, and Osuna suffered the loss. Osuna is going to make an adjustment. He came in and threw 2 pitches in the same spot to Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki, the catcher, hit into that line drive double play to end the first. He struck out against Hutchison in the 4th. Fouls it right back over our head into the upper deck. Twins have scored 3 runs in the inning. A Dozier double. Torrey Hunter advanced Dozier to third on a fly ball, and then Bauer singled, pick up an RBI, and Plouffe hit a 2-run homer. Torrey Hunter, he's had a couple of very productive at bats, although he's 0 for 3. He's had a lot to do with the offense today.
Yeah, he's flied out to right field all 3 times, but he's directly responsible for 2 of those runs by advancing Dozier after leadoff doubles. Whatever it takes to win. He has played on enough winners in his career to understand that. Drew Hutchison is outstanding in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning. 9 up, 9 down. But here in the 6th inning, double, single, homer. And he will pick up a no decision.
Suzuki fouls it up. Hutchison's pitch count was in good shape. He threw just 82 pitches, and this is a tough decision for a manager, but sometimes you'd like to leave a pitcher out there to let him come off the field with at least a positive thought, getting a couple outs to end the inning. And if he closes out the innings in a 4-4 game, you score a couple runs, he's the pitcher record, got a chance to pick up a win.
And we don't know what's going on down that dugout. We don't know how Hutch is feeling today. You know, there's so many variables that we're not privy to. But your point about, you know, if everything is healthy and everything is right, try and leave him out there to see if he can finish the inning. It's a bad feeling walking off the mound after giving up a tying home run.
3-2 to Suzuki. He fouls another pitch back. The guy in front of us just caught a foul ball in his cap. He probably saved his partners a black eye or two that he was whistling back into the seats. And he just reaches over and snares it with his cap.
Who needs a glove when you've got a hat?
Osuna to Suzuki. He is set. Another 3-2 pitch. Another foul.
He's making Osuna work.
Wow, this is the mindset of these Twin hitters. Put the bat on the ball, shorten up, be quick with 2 strikes, don't concede anything. And Paul Molitor and the hitting coach Tom Bernansky have sent that message loud and clear to the hitters.
Yeah, Bruno was saying that yesterday around the batting cage. He goes, that's the type of team that we are. We don't have a lot of power. We've got to keep the pressure on that pitcher. And that ball's way outside for the walk. 9-pitch walk by Suzuki. And then you turn leadoff doubles into runs.
And the line is complete on Drew Hutchison. He goes 5 1/3, charged with 4 runs on 7 hits. Didn't walk a batter. We mentioned he threw just 82 pitches. Had 45 pitches after the first 2 innings. He went 3 up, 3 down in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and then Dozier started things off with a leadoff double in the 6th. Well, Suzuki not only worked Osuna for a walk, he saw 9 pitches, and that helps out the rest of the Twins looking at Osuna for the first time.
Yeah, first time that they have put their eyes on the young right-hander. They'll have the scouting report. You know, fastball, good changeup, a developing slider. They have that, and they have film on them, but there's nothing like sitting there watching it firsthand. Be careful early in the count with this guy.
He's ready to swing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Even if he hasn't seen a pitcher before.
He could take that ball, and we've seen it in his young career, off the plate and get base hits.
Change up in the dirt, and Suzuki holds it first. Bottom of the 6th inning. Twins have scored 3 to tie it this inning. Rosario, a very good hitter, but Twins believe he's going to get better once he gets a little more strike zone discipline. He'll hit a lot of bad balls for base hits, but you can't chase pitchers' pitches all the time and survive.
You can just watch him hit. He's got a quick bat. It's the kid who homered on his first major league at bat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right here.
Chris Colabello saw him as a minor leaguer when Colabello was with the Twins and recognized right away. He said he's got a great set of hands. He can really handle that bat.
Hits the ball where it's pitched. I believe he homered to left field.
Off Scott Kazmir, lefty. This is popped up. Russell Martin back behind home. Now the ball is being blown back and over the screen. When it came off the bat, it looked like Martin had a chance to make a play. He was surprised it ended up on the other side of the screen.
Yeah, he was anticipating that that ball was going to be right around home plate. Never in his wildest dreams did he think that that ball would be in the stands. At worst, right in the dirt area around home plate, but the wind blew it back. And Rosario's got an extra swing.
Dave Martin and the umpire Quinn Wolcott both surprised where that ball started out and where it ended up. So Rosario has life. That changeup for the strikeout. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Jamie, last night after the game, both John Farrell and Dustin Pedroia were very upset about the effort that the Red Sox were putting forth, and they both talked about it. Said this is unacceptable. We're just not prepared. We're not hustling. They had balls fall in the outfield, and they had a little meeting among the regulars. And don't you find it odd that it would just be a hand-picked group of players instead of the entire team that you would talk to?
Yes.
I think that's unusual.
I mean, you're in it together, right?
Yeah.
25 guys. They're just not hitting. I saw a stat, something like 18 games this month. They've scored 2 or fewer runs in games. And that's hard to believe with that offense.
Well, this might be Joe Kelly's last chance to stay in the rotation. He has struggled as a starter for Boston. He's gone 3 innings so far. He's allowed 2 runs on 3 hits to Texas, and that Texas offense is explosive right now, but they're in the bottom of the 4th in Arlington, 2-2. Eduardo Nunez. Roberto Osuna has come into this game, and he has thrown 18 pitches, 9 of them to Kurt Suzuki. At first, he walked on the 9th pitch of that first at bat. There's a fly ball into shallow left field. Pilar calls for it and cuts in front of Colabello to make the catch, but the Twins have tied it up. 3 hits, including this 2-run home run off the bat of Trevor Plouffe, his 8th of the season. It's 4-4 as we go to the 7th.
Card Memorial Cup Final, Kelowna versus Oshawa. It all gets started at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific tonight on SportsCenter. We've been asked a lot today, why is Edwin Encarnacion wearing pink? Well, it just so happens that today is Mother's Day in the Dominican Republic. In fact, a number of the players had a sign up earlier on. That included Jose Reyes, Jose Bautista, and a bunch of them talking about Mother's Day. Buck?
There you see it, and of course Munenori Kawasaki's helping them out. But the Dominican Mother's Day, all of our Dominican players sending their wishes, as we do wish all the moms in the Dominican Republic happy Mother's Day. Mooney, he's just an international guy. He'll help anybody out anywhere, any country. But you can see Edwin's got the pink undershirt on.
And the gloves, the pink gloves to match. So happy Mother's Day. Yeah, Mooney, he's right in the middle of everything, isn't he?
He's just an international guy. Reyes drives it into center field as Hicks is not going to get there, and it's played on the hop by Eddie Rosario. Reyes is out at second. The Twins defense again making the good play. Reyes trying to stretch it into a leadoff double. Out on the head first slide, and boy, that's tough to do when you got Josh Donaldson hitting behind you.
Yeah, Bautista and then Encarnacion, but it was Rosario. Watch him pick the ball. It's a blooper to left field, no chance for Hicks to get it, but Rosario slides over, picks it, and then from the seat of his pants, gets it to Santana, who throws a strike at second base. That's how you play good team defense right there. Everybody doing their thing to wipe out a possible leadoff base hit. Reyes comes around the bag and thinks he can make it. Aggressively gets to the bag, but he's called out. I think the Blue Jays are going to take a look at this one.
Yeah, I think they have asked for the umpires to review the call. The call is that Reyes is out at second. So they will look at the replay and determine if the call will be overturned. But you're right about execution.
Yeah, good team defense, and that's been a staple forever with the Minnesota Twins. Here's a close-up look. Watch the left hand. I think that's what you have to look for. Does the left hand by Reyes get in there before the tag? We saw this back at Rogers Center where the base runner went in diving in like that and then pulled the right hand back and the left hand got into the bag. One more time as the Twins bring it into second base. Reyes pulls that right hand in. Does the left hand get in there? Now he disengages from the bag right there. If Dozier stayed with that, he would have got it for sure. But we will see. Is there enough evidence to overturn this?
Well, he took his right hand away from Dozier. Whether or not there was contact, couldn't really see on that play. The umpire is Lance Barksdale, who rotated over from third base, and boy, he had good position to make the call. But another fine defensive play as Santana wheeled and fired a strike to Dozier, put the tag on Reyes. Well, obviously it's a huge challenge right here as Jack Gibbons asked the umpires to review this play.
You know, I think the left hand hit the bag, but then came off the bag. For Reyes, you can see both of them go in there. He's going to tag him on the right side. Does the left hand get in there?
Well, it looked like he had the hand on the bag before the tag. And then maybe he just slid over the bag. His chest maintained contact, obviously. All the while, Tim Stauffer, the pitcher, trying to stay loose on the mound. It's a cool afternoon despite the sunshine. It's 14 degrees. And they uphold the call on the field. Reyes is out. So Reyes singles, and he's out 7-6-4 on the relay.
Where it's just tough to run into outs when you've got the big bats coming up behind you in a tie game.
Josh Donaldson looking to extend his hit streak. He has gone 0-for-2 with a walk. He's hit in 5 straight. Donaldson's also hit in 19 straight games against the Minnesota Twins. That's at stake right now. Tim Stauffer, the third pitcher to pitch for the Twins. Ricky Nolasco started, and he left after giving up back-to-back singles in the second. And we have been informed that Nolasco had an ankle injury, and they sent him for x-rays on that ankle. That was bothering him more. We thought it was an arm injury, but it was an ankle. Had a sprained ankle.
Well, that answers why they left him in there.
Donaldson hits it high and deep to right. Torrey Hunter looking up. Donaldson has done it again. An opposite field home run, and what a way to extend your hit streak to 20 straight. A go-ahead homer here in the seventh.
You know, his home runs are not home runs that when you're up 8-2 or you're down 8-2. They're home runs that mean something, and they're late in a ball game. Josh Donaldson does it again, putting the Blue Jays back ahead here in the seventh inning. Deep to right field.
That's how you put yourself in the MVP conversation. Big hits.
This ball is up and away, and he's got that power stroke to right field working. He's able to stay on top of it.
Boy, the opposite field home runs have really been something. Last year, he hit just 2 out in Oakland, his home ballpark, with the Athletics. Bautista drills this down the left field line. That'll go up against the wall. Jose is headed for second, and the throw is late as he slides in safely. A 1-out double for Bautista.
Boy, Josh Donaldson, watch this high pitch, how he keeps his hands up and then through, and then keeps the hands up, finishing high. That's how you hit a high fastball right there. What a finish. Picture perfect from Josh Donaldson, home run number 15.
So Tim Stauffer gives up a single, a home run, and a double. He's out of the ball game. Ryan Presley will come on. Faced 5 batters in total and has struck out 3, retired all 5 batters he's faced.
Good fastball right over the top there. His numbers in 12 games this year. There's 13 innings for Presley. This might be a get me through this tough part of the batting order for the Blue Jays. Finish off this inning and see what our offense can do. Bautista stands at second base after that double.
Presley struck out Encarnacion in the 7th inning to end that inning yesterday. Encarnacion fouls it off. 5-4 Blue Jays. Could have been 6-4, but Reyes was called out, sliding into second to start the inning, trying to get into scoring position. There's a drive to left field. Rosario back at the wall. It's going to hang up. Bautista tags, but he'll hold at second. Now they throw it away, but the pitcher is there to back it up. Now it's time for the drive of the game. It's presented by Acura. Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Well, if you were watching just a few minutes ago, you saw the drive of the game. High fastball from Tim Stauffer. And Josh Donaldson does it once again for the Blue Jays as he sends that ball into the bleachers in right field. Untying this ball game, the drive of the game, number 15, home run number 15 for Josh Donaldson.
Donaldson, boy, what big hits he has gotten. He extended his hit streak to 6 straight with that homer. Russell Martin had an RBI single in the 5th. He drove home Bautista with the 4th Blue Jay run of the afternoon.
I'm just amazed at how he is able to get on top of that high fastball. We saw it the other night when he hit a 3-run home run to center field off of Trevor May. We saw it against David Robertson, closer for the White Sox, when we were back home. And now again, high pitch up, sends it out of here. Those are the kind of pitches I used to pop up.
A lot of people pop them up. Donaldson has homered in 5 of his last 6 games.
And they're big home runs, too.
There's a strike to Russell Martin. It's now 2-1. Well, whatever Donaldson's saying to Brooke Jacoby, Brooke should write it down to make sure he remembers. And boy, Donaldson is locked in right now. They're talking about that breaking ball, obviously. Breaking ball outside. It's 2-2. No, excuse me. It's 3-1 now. Ryan Presley has faced 5 Blue Jays in 6 Blue Jays in this series and retired all 6. And that's the exception. He walks Russell Martin with 2 outs here in the 7th. Chris Colabello singled in the 2nd. He's 1 for 3. Colabello had the game-winning home run on Friday night in the 9th inning, a 2-run home run after a Russell Martin walk. Add-on runs are huge. Blue Jays haven't really been able to do that often. But they got a couple of base runners on here in the 7th.
Yeah, take advantage of that. Nothing will be finer for Colabello against his former team.
Bouncing ball. Dozier takes it on the hop. Colabello is up, but the Blue Jays have taken the lead. They get 3 hits in the inning. And with nobody on, Josh Donaldson gets a pitch upstairs and drills it into the seats in right for Donaldson. Home run number 15 for the Blue Jays. It's a 1-run lead.
for a long stretch. Coming in first, the Houston Astros June 5th through 7th. We'll also see Giancarlo Stanton and the Marlins. The Mets come to town. Then some American League East play with the Baltimore Orioles June 19th through 21st. Jays will be hoping that the Texas Rangers bats have cooled down by end of June because they're in June 26th to the 28th. And then the Red Sox, I'm sure the Jays are hoping they haven't sorted things out by then as they wrap up the end of the month. Go to BlueJays.com for tickets. Lots of Blue Jays action at Rogers Center in June. Buck?
Some good teams on the schedule coming up in June, so make sure you get in touch with the Blue Jays and get your tickets. Chance to see the Astros, the Marlins, the Mets. Giancarlo Stanton, of course. Boy, Miami's fallen upon hard times. They are 20-30 after all of the pundits had them picked to win the East.
There's some good teams that are going to be coming to Rogers Center and great hitters.
Texas Rangers have won 8 of their last 10. They've won 2 in a row, and now with Josh Hamilton back active, complementing Beltre and Fielder, that's a pretty potent attack. Roberto Osuna ended the ball game with 1 out in the 6th. He walked the batter and then struck out Rosario and got Nunez to fly out to end the inning. This is Aaron Hicks, the center fielder.
Boy, this is when it gets real fun, doesn't it, for managers? You got a couple of innings left. You got to look at your bullpen, see who's available, who you want facing this guy in the lineup. John Gibbons, he's thinking about that 8th inning right now. He's thinking about Osuna finishing off this one. And then when they turn that lineup over, who does he want? You see them all starting to scramble down there, starting this inning.
Lupin Hendricks for the Blue Jays, lefty and righty. Hendricks just now starting to loosen up. Reyes behind second, throws in the dirt, and Encarnacion can't dig it out. The Twins have a start here in the 7th.
Will probably go as an error for Reyes. He gets to the ball and then just throws it down into the dirt, and everyone just cannot come up with that ball. It's an in-between hop, and the number 8 hitter Pitts gets on with another error.
3rd error of the season charged to Reyes, the shortstop. A low throw. Can't get scooped by Encarnacion. Hicks is aboard. He is the tying run. Danny Santana not showing bunt. Goes after the first pitch. Pops it behind third. Donaldson into foul ground. Makes the catch.
Luxury begins with the new 8-speed dual clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
Brian Dozier, the leadoff man, had a pair of doubles in his 3 at-bats today. He scored 2 runs. Got to be careful on the first pitch. He's thinking swing right out of the box.
Taking a look.
Close one there.
Taking a look at Osuna. It was his triple in last night's game. Yesterday afternoon, that was the big hit for Minnesota.
Came in the 7th inning. Off of Aaron Loop, and that drove home the winning run. Ball on a strike now to the Twins' second baseman. Hicks bluffed the break at first. Dozier fouls it back. Those bluffs, they have an impact on the defense. Get a middle infielder taking one last look at first base, and if he sees that break, he might take a move towards second. It might take him out of his defensive position.
And it doesn't take much for an infielder to just lean towards the bag, and if the ball's hit the other way, can find a hole. Hicks can steal a base.
He stole one in the second.
Yeah, he's already had one. He's 3-4 now this season.
Well, Russell Martin takes a very deliberate walk to the mound, and he was going through the signs and said, you know what, let's go out and talk this over. Obviously a very important part of the ball game with Dozier hitting. So now Martin and Osuna have their heads together. 1-2 to Dozier. Pops this one over the screen, out of play.
You know, it could have been a message also, Buck, talking to the youngster about, hey, you know, the guy you really want to concentrate on is the guy at the plate. First base, don't worry about that guy right now. The defense will take care of him. You start thinking about him after he bluffed Hicks. Next thing you know, you split your concentration and you end up making a bad pitch to the guy at the plate.
And he is capable of hitting it out. There's another base hit for Dozier. Hicks will turn and stop at second. Boy, Dozier can swing it. How in the world was he hitting 247 coming into this game?
No idea. 9 home runs, 25 driven in from the leadoff spot. It's a breaking ball that just spins over the plate. And you can see he really uses his hands well. No stride, good plate coverage, ball hit hard into the outfield. He's a good player.
Torrey Hunter has gone 0 for 3 so far this afternoon, but he's had 3 productive at-bats. 1 out. Blue Jays looking for a ground ball here. Hunter drives this one to left deep. Colabello is back. It is over his head off the wall. Hicks is in to score. Right behind him is Dozier, and Torrey Hunter has given the Twins the lead.
You know, he came into this game, Torrey Hunter, second in the month of May in RBIs. You mentioned that earlier, Buck, with 23 RBIs, so he's come up with a lot of big hits for the Twins. He made good at-bats early in the game, advancing Dozier. Now, this time, his idea of hitting is totally different. I'm going to try and drive him in, and he drives him over the head of Colabello in left field. Osuna upset that the left fielder can't come up with it. It drives him 2 runs, and just like that, the Twins take the lead again.
The Twins are 29-19, and they have played good baseball, and they have retaken the lead. It's 6-5 Minnesota. with his 22nd appearance. As you see, Loop's numbers pretty much inflated. Left-handers hitting .240 against him, and that's probably about 80 points higher than normal.
Yeah, he's been very good in the past. He might be in here just to face one batter. That's Joe Mauer, who is 0 for 5. Reyes setting up, started this whole inning by committing that error, really opened up the floodgates for the Twins.
So now it is 6-5 Minnesota. Mauer has 2 RBIs so far. Inside off the plate. Loop retired Mauer to end the 7th in yesterday's game. And Loop had that drive off the bat of Dozier go off the glove of Ezequiel Carrera in right, drop for a triple. Well, you can see the Minnesota Twins, how they're grinding out at bats, and they just keep coming at you. Brian Dozier has scored 3 runs this afternoon. Paul Mahler has to be pleased with the way they continue to grind out at bats.
And hit with runners in scoring position. That's been a key for this year.
Mauer hits it right at Reyes, and he bounces it again. This time Encarnacion digs it out to help out Reyes. So now there are 2 outs, and John Gibbons has come out of the Blue Jays dugout. Here's another look at that throw by Reyes.
Well, came up on him and just doesn't finish off the throws. He doesn't shorten the distance to his throwing. As that ball bounces, good play by Encarnacion, and Aaron Loop's afternoon is finished.
So Loop retires Joe Mauer, and Trevor Plouffe will be the batter with Torrey Hunter at second. Liam Hendriks in to face Plouffe. Former Twin Liam Hendriks is into the ballgame. This will be his 18th game of the season. Hendriks has really pitched well against right-handed batters, and that's what he'll deal with in the first man he faces here in the 7th.
Yeah, the cleanup hitter, Trevor Plouffe, who's already hit a home run and a single. Liam Hendriks has been great this year. Look at the strikeouts and the walks. 23 strikeouts and just 4 base on balls. His fastball's got a little bit more explosiveness to it. He's cutting it, throwing the breaking ball. It comes out of that bullpen. He's been a force for the Blue Jays.
Hendriks, his last outing was a rough one. 2/3 of an innings against the White Sox. Gave up 5 hits and 3 earned runs. 2 outs. Torrey Hunter at second. Trevor Plouffe called for strike 1. Bottom of the 7th. Torrey Hunter at second. He had the 2-run double. His first hit of the afternoon, but he's been a productive hitter for Minnesota all day long.
Yeah, it might not show up in the box score right now, 1 for 4. He has had 3 really good at bats.
First inning, he flied out deep to right to move Brian Dozier from second to third. Dozier came in to score. Did the same in the 6th. Booth swings and misses. Martin throws to first to complete the strikeout. Hendricks retires the cleanup hitter to end the 7th. We go to the 8th. The Blue Jays are down by a run.
And get an extended 60-day free trial. Well, guys, how's this for a baseball story? After every Minnesota Twins victory, they have a dance party in the clubhouse. This all was created by Torrey Hunter, who thought the team should enjoy themselves after a victory. They bring in a fog machine and everything, and it's turned into a big deal for this team. Now, by the time the media gets in to do post-game interviews, the dance party is over, but there's still the remnants of the smoke around inside the clubhouse. Paul Molitor got involved for the first little bit, and now he feels that, this is the players' thing. They're going to have it. So as the Twins get closer and closer to each victory, they all start anticipating the big dance party in the clubhouse. Buck?
A little disco scene to celebrate a win. Torrey Hunter, he's been around this game forever. He spent 11 years with the Twins before he left for free agency, and that's why he's here, to create that winning atmosphere. Blaine Boyer into the ball game.
Look at those splits. The righties hitting .333, lefties .097. He has held lefties hitless in their last 26 at bats, covering 17 games. He pitched in yesterday's game and picked up the save.
His first save of the season, just his 3rd career save, as he made a winner out of Ryan Presley, his bullpen mate. This is his normal role in the 8th inning. Carrera shows bunt, takes his strike. Now 1-2. Ezequiel Carrera has 2 hits in 3 at bats. He's scored a run in the 4th. He's singled twice. Smoke has grabbed the bat. He's out on deck. Downstairs, it's 2-2. Back end of this bullpen has been pretty good. You see Kawasaki loosening up. Mooney just came back last night from AAA Buffalo after Tolleson was placed on a disabled list with that groin injury. On the ground, Boyer off the mound. Throws the first one down.
You can see why he's so tough against left-handers. He's got that sinking fastball that he throws right on the outside corner. You're not going to have to pull that ball. You got to go with it. Get around.
Justin Smoke will bat for Ryan Goins. Goins was 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly and a single in the second. Excuse me, that's for Kevin Pillar. Goins is the next hitter. Pillar, he ends up 1 for 2 with the sacrifice bunt. This is Smoke, the pinch hitter.
So Blaine Boyer will get 3 lefties this inning. Told you that he hasn't given up a hit to a lefty in his last 17 games. He hasn't given up a hit to a lefty since April 12th. And there's Ryan Goins on deck, another left-hander.
3 for 32 now, left-handers against Boyer. And boy, he buries that inside. He's quickly ahead 0-2 to the pinch hitter. Smoke has been the best pinch hitter for the Blue Jays. A ball and 2 strikes to Justin Smoke. Smoke batting .254 for the season. Got 2 doubles and 3 home runs. He gets jammed. That's a fair ball. Tough throw for Plouffe, and it's not in time. Smoke is aboard. That'll be a pinch hit for Justin Smoke. He got jammed, but was able to keep it fair just inside the bag at third. That's the 5th pinch hit for Smoke, and Munenori Kawasaki will take over as the pinch runner.
Yeah, he has been their best pinch hitter. Sawed off as he runs that fastball right in on his hands, and Plouffe was playing way off the line, tries to bounce this ball across the diamond, but it's a little bit off mark, and Smoke gets an infield hit.
Munenori Kawasaki, the pinch runner for Smoke. Smoke now 5 for 12 as a pinch hitter. Ryan Goins, mentioned he is 1 for 2 so far. Goins faced Boyer to start the 9th and grounded out to first base in yesterday's game. Boyer retired the side in order to pick up the save. Six-5 Twins lead it. Bounced foul, gloved by Mauer in foul ground. Once again, a reminder, the Blue Jays have not fared well in 1-run games, 3-11 so far this season. John Gibbons said he expects those numbers to turn around. The Blue Jays are going to have to get some big hits. They're in tough against Boyer and probably Glenn Perkins in the 9th. Working Goins away. Boy, there's a big hole between Mauer and the second baseman Dozier. If he could get that sinking fastball inside and pull it into right.
That's why he's trying to keep it away. Goins got a base hit to left field yesterday. Pick on one of those 2-seam fastballs that sink down and away and just slash it by the third baseman. It's like they're staying away from him.
There goes Kawasaki. The hit and run is on. The throw from Suzuki is in time. Munenori indicating to John Gibbons that he may have beaten the tag. And Gibbons is going to come out and discuss it with the umpire. That's Chris Guccione at second.
Hit and run all the way, and he just misses it. Good movement on that fastball. Right away, Kawasaki says, no, he missed me. He'll be the judge as Santana takes the throw. This is going to be interesting. It's an aggressive slide by Kawasaki. Here comes the throw. Santana has to reach back for it. And, yeah, that is right before he gets the bag. You see him tag him in the leg before that bag moves.
Yeah, the straight leg, the right leg got to the bag, but Santana hit Kawasaki on the left leg before he got to second.
Yeah, you can see where he hits him on the leg, and the bag hadn't moved. You can see there wasn't any contact yet. Kurt Suzuki just 5 for 28 coming into this game, throwing out base runners, so it's a good gamble.
Well, and he double clutched his throw. And you can see Eric Cooper on the right of the screen indicating out. And there's the tag. And the call on the field is upheld. So Kawasaki is out. That's the second out of the inning.
So you roll the dice with the hit and run, and they just can't come up with it. You get the runner thrown out.
So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Goins. Strike 3 call. Boy, Blaine Boyer came in and just slammed the door on the Blue Jays in the 8th. They'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Minnesota with a 6-5 lead. Now it's time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zong.
And building center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Well, the Blue Jays used a pinch hitter and a pinch runner, and now they've got a mix and match on defense. And they have made some changes. Kawasaki, the pinch runner for Justin Smoke, takes over defensively at second base. With that, Carrera started in right. He moves to center as Smoke hit for Pilar, the center fielder, and Ryan Goins moves from second base to right field. This is the catcher, Kurt Suzuki. Liam Hendricks ended the 7th, he struck out Trevor Plouffe, the cleanup hitter. Torrey Hunter with a 2-run double in the 7th to give the Twins a 6-5 lead.
Twins trying to make that stand up. Liam Hendriks' job's right here is to shut down the offense. You can't afford to give up any more runs.
Donaldson with a backhand, strong throw in time. Suzuki's out.
You know, I'll take my chances in Blue Jays offense in the 9th inning against Glenn Perkins, but you can't afford to give up any runs right here.
Yeah, they jumped on Perkins on Friday night as he was charged with 2 runs on 3 hits. He is loosening up, and it was not a blown save. He came in a tie game. He is 18 for 18 in save opportunities this season. Eddie Rosario singled in the 2nd to extend his hit streak to 6 straight. He is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Ball on the strike to the Twins left fielder. Blue Jays have out-hit the Twins 12-9.
Each team has a couple of errors. Blue Jays have left 7 runners on base through 8 innings. Not a lot of movement that Paul Molitor could do right now with his team. He's only got 3 bench players. So that'll work in the Blue Jays' favor.
Well, and the Blue Jays are really handcuffed here in their outfield situation. They've got Colabello, Carrera, and Ryan Goins in the outfield. Of course, the Blue Jays aren't going to pinch hit for anybody. The scheduled batters in the 9th: Reyes, Donaldson, Bautista.
Yeah, you don't need anybody there, but you need defense right here in this inning.
Two and two to Rosario. Rosario strikes out, 2 down. Second strikeout for Hendriks. Well, the Twins have had back-to-back 90-loss seasons, and then Paul Molitor took over, and after a 1-6 start, things have turned around dramatically for the Twins. This is the best winning percentage in the major leagues. The Cardinals, Astros, Royals, and then the Twins. They got the 4th best winning percentage in the majors.
Some of the usual suspects on that list right there, the Cardinals and Dodgers, they seem to be good every year, but it's great to see the Astros and the Royals and Twins winning again. They've had some dry spots over the last decade or so.
Well, the Royals, of course, got to Game 7, 9th inning. They were down by a run in the World Series. So they have tasted what it means to play in the postseason. It's been a while for the Twins. Same for the Blue Jays. It's been a long time. Right back over the mound as Kawasaki is positioned up the middle. Hendriks does his job. Sits down the side in order in the bottom of the 8th. It's still a 1-run game. Minnesota 6-5. Glenn Perkins will come on to face the top of the Blue Jays order.
clutch 2016 Acura ILX. Catch it if you can.
The great Harmon Killebrew, big slugger, Hall of Famer that played so many years here with the Twins. A statue outside the ballpark in his honor. This is Glenn Perkins. We mentioned 18 for 18, and he suffered a loss on Friday night when he gave up a 2-run home run, but he is on to try to close this thing out.
Fifth reliever of the afternoon for the Minnesota Twins after Rick and Velasco could only last 1+ inning. Perkins was roughed up by the Blue Jays on Friday. 3 hits, 2 runs. A big blow in that game against Perkins. The 2-run home run, the game winner by Chris Colabella. Perkins, he'll come right after you.
Jose Reyes takes a strike. Went around.
Perkins was off yesterday. He was given a scheduled off day yesterday during batting practice. They've been using him a lot. We mentioned that the other night as a closer. He's been in so many games this year. They decided to give him the day off. Blaine Boyer was the guy who closed it out for him yesterday. So just 1 day off for Perkins. He's back in there trying to go 19 for 19.
Well, Molitor uses his bullpen a lot. We saw 6 relievers on Friday night, and because of the injury today, he had to use 5 more. Ricky Nolasco out after 2 batters in the second. Reyes singles to left to start the inning. It's his 3rd hit of the afternoon. So Josh Donaldson will have another opportunity. His last time up in the 7th.
He has been saving the Blue Jays, it seems like, all year long. This was a home run to right field that Middleman had. They've just been amazing what Donaldson has been able to do for the Blue Jays this season. Does he have that magic in him one more time? He has faced Perkins just twice in his career.
Reyes chased back to first. Certainly don't think this is a base running situation, even though Reyes represents the tying run. Perkins has faced Donaldson twice. He is Donaldson 1 for 2 against the lefty.
You know, if you're the Blue Jays, you got to like your chances. Where you are in the lineup, you got a left-handed closer, and there's not many of those. And guys who hammer left-handed pitching in this lineup for the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays are the best in baseball against left-handed pitching. They are right-handed dominant, that's for sure. Ball and a strike to Josh Donaldson. Donaldson's home run in the 7th went to right field. That's the 3rd home run he's hit to right. He has hit 6 home runs to left, 6 to center, and 3 to right. He's spreading it around.
Yeah, that's why you can't pitch him a certain way. You can't defend him a certain way. He hits everything. He's been a big hitter for John Gibbons' team. Lots of clutch hits. I think he loves these situations right here. Loves them. Loves to be in the center of these types of at-bats late in a game.
High, deep drive to center. Hicks is back at the track. Reyes going back to tag. Hicks makes the catch. Reyes is running towards second. He slides in safely. Donaldson just missed it. Flies out to the warning trap in deep left center. But Reyes moves up into scoring position.
There's some heads-up base running right there by Jose Reyes. As Donaldson just missed that, he judged that he wasn't going to go off the wall and it wasn't going to go out of the ballpark. So he was able to get back to the bag, tag up, and get himself into scoring position.
So Perkins not out of the woods yet. He's got to deal with Bautista and Encarnacion.
And both of those hitters have each hit a home run in their career against Perkins.
Bautista is 4 for 10 with a homer. Oh, he went after that first pitch and hits a high fly to the left. Rosario underneath it, and Bautista's out on one pitch. He had a good swing. So now Encarnacion, he is 2 for 4 against Perkins with a home run. Edwin 0 for 4 in the afternoon. One swing of the bat could change his entire series.
Absolutely. And he's looking for that one pitch, something that he can barrel up and get up in the air.
Perkins will come at you. It was the bottom part of the order that scored against Perkins on Friday. Popped up, middle of the diamond. Mauer, the first baseman, calls for it. Ball game. Glenn Perkins 19 for 19 in save opportunities, and the Blue Jays lose a tough one.
Very tough one. A winnable game for the Blue Jays. Some mistakes that really cost them runs, and the Blue Jays lose another one-run ball game. It's been a rough one for them. Glenn Perkins gets number 19 for 19. The Blue Jays have got to regroup because they head to Washington, and the Nationals are in first place.
It doesn't get any easier as the Twins win at 6-5. They take the series 2-1. The Blue Jays fall to 3-12 in one-run games. We'll see you tomorrow night. Stay tuned. Here's Blue Jays Central. Jamie Campbell and Greg Zorn.